Huh? Yeah. Yeah, and then the next day I'll because I can save the videos, and I'll just upload them the next day on the YouTube, and then when I post the show for download, I'll post those links.
This is Sports Central with Robert Hickman and Jared Cooney.
That's right, everybody. Sports Central right here live. Myself, Robert, as well as with Jared Cooney.
What's going on, y'all?
Let me I forgot to push that button so you guys can see my awesome face. It is Robert. I am one of the co-hosts as well as the executive producer. This handsome man, everybody knows as Jared Cooney.
What's going on,
If
y'all?
you guys can see him live right now on Facebook, we are streaming. We were having some technical difficulties. We were trying to get on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Jesus didn't want us to do that.
I was gonna say programs, but Jesus.
Jesus wants us to just be in this one stream. He only wants us to be coming to you live from Facebook, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to come to you live from Facebook. And then, so we'll do live on Facebook every week, and then what we'll do is we'll turn around
Get it uploaded.
and we'll put it onto YouTube, and then from now on sports-fox.com, when you click there, we'll give you both. We'll give you the YouTube version, and we'll give you the Facebook version to be able to see. So that's how we'll start doing it from now on. But again, without further ado, if you can't see me, that's not Jared, that's Robert. My bad, forgot to take that off. But it's okay. Make sure you guys go right there. You know what the website is or the Facebook page is because you're already there. It's Sports Central 89 on Facebook. On
Thanks
Twitter,
for tuning in again, by the
absolutely. And on Twitter, it's Sports Fox 3. And if you go over to Instagram, we're going to start uploading pictures to Instagram, I promise you. But on Instagram, it is Sports Central 89. So make sure you guys tune into all of that because we do have stuff happening all the time. But for now, we're going to get you into everything going on.
A lot.
Right now, the biggest story in all of sports, if you haven't seen it or you haven't heard of it, you probably are under a rock. But
You've probably seen it, you've probably heard of it. It's one thing when you have St. Louis people talking about hockey.
Right.
So,
but not the whole world is talking about hockey right now, and that's what the situation is.
more referee problems.
So we're gonna try. Let's see if this works here. We're gonna try, and we're gonna play you guys a little clip.
In case you all haven't seen what happened.
Yeah, in case you haven't seen what happened, we're gonna play you a little clip real quick.
This was
the big
Blues
debate last
versus
night.
Sharks hockey game last night.
So hold on one second. We'll pull it back up. Yeah, there it is. So big debate. Oh, there's no audio. It's just a video. I apologize. So the big debate, though, is between the NHL and everyone.
Yeah.
Because everyone is pissed off right now. And so the big
Except
debate
for
is
San
pretty
Jose.
much, I mean, yeah, except for San Jose. So San Jose is the only ones who are like, hey, man, nothing wrong here. Everything's good to go. Well, it's not. And that's what the problem is
So because everything shows that there's something wrong with this.
Right. And that's where the problem's at is that people in San Jose, people in other places don't see it as a problem, but there's a huge problem that happened because the St. Louis Blues were robbed. You can say whatever you want, but the St. Louis Blues were robbed of a goal were robbed and affected by a goal being given in overtime to the San Jose Sharks. I mean, I don't even know really what to say because it's so.
There's nothing to say.
It's so frustrating.
At this point, there's nothing to say about it.
It's so frustrating because of the fact that, I mean, San Jose was gifted the game.
Literally.
Essentially.
Literally.
Yeah, they were gifted a game. So that's the biggest issue. Real quick, we're going to try and see if we can do this. We're going to listen to head coach Craig Berube and the press conference that happened after the game last night. some headphones here soon, so we can start making sure we can hear everything too. Oh, there's a reason why. So there it is. That was a little bit extra. We had a difficulty there for a second. The speaker wasn't working, but it's okay. We got it fixed for you. So the first person you heard was Craig Berube. He's the coach of the St. Louis Blues. Basically saying how pissed off he was about the situation because there's no reason that it should have happened. The second person you heard was Alex Pietrangelo, giving his opinion and thoughts about what was going on. And then the last person you heard, of course, was Erik Karlsson, who pretty much was like, it didn't happen. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Right.
Like, no, you can't do that. So, in case you all don't know, the St. Louis Blues lost to the San Jose Sharks last night, 5-point overtime. Timo Meier was basically on the ground right in front of the puck, and he hand passed the puck to Erik Karlsson.
Correct. And this is an illegal play in the NHL. However, replay showed that the goal should not have counted. Before Karlsson shot the puck, Timo Meier redirected the puck with his hand. The puck was then touched by a Sharks player, and under the NHL rules, the play should have been blown dead.
Yeah.
The Blues argued and the officials huddled, but they ruled that the goal counted because, quote, the play is non-reviewable.
Yeah.
This is where the big issue is, and this is where I have the biggest problem. You can, in the NFL, if a play happens,
every play under 2 minutes
in the NFL, any scoring play is reviewable.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that in the NHL, a goal happens and
you cannot review it?
You can't review it.
That doesn't make sense.
Terrible. After the game,
horrible.
After the game, Whitmore, who was the official, or who is the series director for the NHL, after the game, Whitmore responded to questions about controversy, saying the play was not reviewable when asked if it was a hand pass, and did not directly answer if the official saw it. Quote, in the interview, was it a hand pass? Whitmore responded with, it's a non-reviewable play. The reporter said, did any of the officials see it? Whitmore responded with, it's a non-reviewable play. You can read between the lines. You can figure out what you want. You watch the video, but it's just non-reviewable. I know that sounds like a cop.
Non-reviewable.
I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, but that's the truth. And then some reporter went on to say, any leeway from Toronto, because Toronto is where the headquarters are, stepping in. And Whitmore responded with, if there was, then you answered your question. The way the rules are written, any chance there is to review, everything is reviewed. That's reviewable. But as the rules currently stand, this play is non-reviewable. And they went on to ask at the end, should this play be reviewable? And Whitmore stated that a group of GMs at a later date can make that decision.
Do you know how ridiculous you sound? How stupid you sound?
How much of a moron?
Ignorant, how you sound like a jackass.
Yeah.
A dumbass.
And that's where that's the problem is.
What is wrong with these refs?
Well, this isn't the first time though that a team playing San Jose has been screwed over.
No, I know.
So we had the call in the first round against the Knights, which was, I think, should have been a cross-checking or something like that.
And they didn't call
it. Which wasn't called. And then there was the offsides call against Colorado, where Colorado was called offsides by
it was
100th of a step.
Not even that.
Yeah.
They were literally right next to each other.
That there was no reason that it should have happened, but yet it still happened. And that's a problem is when you have a team who you're pretty much showing that you're favoring because
you're trying to favor one team.
Yeah, these calls are happening. It's different than like when people go, well, the NFL just wants the New England Patriots to win. Well, it's different because the New England Patriots come out, and they beat people's ass. San Jose,
No, literally.
San Jose is not doing that. San Jose is not doing any ass beating.
No.
It's just becoming a situation
Why
of
is it coincidence after coincidence after coincidence? And it's always in crucial moments too.
right.
Wasn't the first night against the first one against Las Vegas in Game 7?
I believe it was.
cross-checking.
I believe it was Game 7. Yes.
Like, you can't let this happen.
I mean, it's a big
It's an
problem,
issue.
man.
This is an issue. That play needs to be overturned.
And the fact that you're telling us that you can't review it is what makes us
Why?
what makes us pissed off even more, and where the problem is at.
The reason
because
you can't explain why it can't be unreviewable.
Yeah.
That one play. Any other goal can be reviewable except for that one
Right.
play.
you overturned a goal because of a situation with what the hell am I trying to say? With a situation with an offsides, but you cannot overturn this goal.
Then you say you can look at it, quote unquote. You can look at the play, and you can.
You're
read between
basically
the lines.
rubbing it in
You
our
can-
face.
You can look at the play.
Yeah, that's the worst part about
You
this
don't let
whole
that
thing.
happen.
That's the worst part is you're rubbing it basically in our face, going,
And that,
"Hey man, look at it. You can watch the video."
honestly, shame on the other refs also for not trying to step up and do the right
Yeah,
thing. Shame
yeah.
on
How
them
is it
too.
that the official that was literally behind the player
that doesn't see anything?
didn't see it?
It's always that official that doesn't see what actually happens.
Well, Blues fans, it's okay though because you're not the only ones who thought that Game 3 ended unfairly. FanDuel has announced that they, in a tweet, that due to the botch call, they would refund any moneyline bets made on the Blues for their bad beat refund.
Wow.
The tweet states
Shout out
that
to FanDuel.
we have to hand it to the Sharks. Their unwavering grit made it for a thrilling Game 3. However, due to controversial nature of San Jose's overtime win, we are refunding all St. Louis moneyline bets from last night's game.
Good.
Blues fans, play Gloria and we'll see you for Game 4.
Oh, wow.
Moneyline bets means choosing one team to win straight up with no point spread. So if your hometown team lost and you lost money, at least you only have to live with one of the two now. So
Yeah. Shout out to FanDuel, especially for shouting out Gloria. I like that.
right. It's just a crazy situation, man. I cannot believe.
Did you see what LASIK eye care said they'll do?
Oh yeah, LASIK eye
They'll
care.
give out free eye exams to other referees.
So they're giving out free eye exams to the referee. I forgot about this. They're giving out free eye exams. Who's the other one? There's another one that's doing something too. Oh, the St. Louis Society for the Blind.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they've raised $8,000.
I believe it.
$8,000 for people to donate to basically shit on the referees. So pretty funny. But I do want to talk about, Jared, something that's really positive actually, and I like this, and I have a feeling that you will like this as well. Basically, what I'm talking about is a high school coach has a thing that he does with his players. The high school coach from Athens, Alabama, recently taught his players a valuable lesson. That lesson is how to change a tire when it goes flat.
I saw that.
Athens high school head coach Cody Gross posted a video of the lesson taught by one of the school's assistant coaches on his Twitter page. The video has garnered already over 1 million views. Gross termed the lesson Manly Mondays, while also tweeting about life lessons and more than football. Many viewers of the video paired the lessons by being taught, or praised the lessons being taught by the assistant coach. I wanted to talk about this because I'm absolutely in love with this.
That's how.
Because this is one thing that you don't see happening. This is why players.
This is why we love sports.
Well, this is why we love sports, but also this is why players get into trouble and stuff outside of football because they don't have
anything else but.
I hate to say it, they don't have the life skills, they don't have the knowledge, and that's what happens when some of these kids are so inclined. Yeah. Jared, you were lucky that you were inclined enough that you still got your degree and everything like that. But a lot of these ball players are going to school and they're not getting degrees.
Not a lot of people have the same chance I did, and you have to count your blessings when you can. But I do want to give a shout out to that coach just because this is how you know that sports is more than just sports. Like, this is an actual family. Like, coaches, and you can even watch movies from Coach Carter. He got Game, Hoosiers.
I still want to get the coach on. I don't think he's at the school anymore. But the head coach for in St. Louis, McClure South Berkeley, the coach actually found that his players weren't able to do their laundry and stuff like that.
And
so he got washers and stuff.
Yeah,
paid for them to get to do, and then he also helps with like school lunches and stuff like that because some of the players can't afford food.
We'll get him on there,
dude. It's so cool. I played high school ball with his brother.
Wow.
Coach Brown is his name, and his little brother's name is John Brown.
Okay.
Not like John Brown, the car dealership.
I know.
Sorry, Johnny. I used to make fun of him for that in high school. Hey man, can I get a car from you? But I mean, it's people, right? Sorry, it's people like that make us enjoy sports and make us love talking about sports and everything going on with sports.
And this is another way that you can assure that if parents, if you're skeptical that your son or daughter going off to play for a coach is you're scared about them being off on their own, this shows you how much that coaches care about their athletes.
The TV show All American. Have you ever seen the TV show All American?
Yeah, I watched like the whole season.
Love it.
2 days.
I watched it. I think in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
So addicted to it. I'm on Game of Thrones now, and I'm already on like season 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just started it. But anyway, this is sports, not Game of Thrones. But anyway, All American is based on a true story. So
no, I saw that.
Yeah, and so the whole premise is the fact that yes, this kid did have a pretty crappy life. He grew up in Compton, where they were, basically barely making ends meet.
Yeah.
Come to find out, there's a relationship between his father. Like, I did a lot of backstory reading because I was like, okay, this is almost too good to be like a real story. But it's all real.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like they exaggerate some stuff, but for the most part, the story of how this kid grew up, all that stuff is all real, and that's the best part about this, and that's why I enjoy that show. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's called All American. It's on Netflix right now. You can watch the whole season.
They renewed it for season 2.
Yep, and it's been renewed. So,
but coaches really do take care of their athletes.
Yeah, those are my favorite people.
It's a family.
Yeah,
So shout out to that coach and all the other coaches out there taking care of their student athletes.
Absolutely. So speaking of family, unfortunately, the Buffalo Bills family did suffer a loss this past week. The Buffalo Bills have joined with the family of Ezra Castro to mourn his death this past Tuesday after a long battle with cancer. Castro was known to most people as the masked Buffalo Bills superfan Pancho Villa, and he was diagnosed with spinal cancer in 2017. He helped announce one of the team's picks in the 2018 and 2019 first-round pick, Ed Oliver. He announced live from his hospital bed last month while he was drafted. Bills owner Kim Pegula offered a remembrance of Castro on social media this past Tuesday. Pancho was a pillar of positive strength and energy for me and all of Bills Mafia. He's been a tremendous inspiration for our team. I was fortunate enough to spend time with him and get to know his story. My heart goes out to his children, friends, and family. Viva los Bills. So, an unfortunate situation. The other thing that we found out before we came on live tonight was former WWE superstar Ashley Massaro has passed away at the age of 39. There's not a lot of details going on right now about what happened, but she has passed away at the age of 39 years old. Ashley, for those of you who don't remember, was a part of the Diva Search back in, I think 2007 or something like that.
I want to say it was 6 or 7.
Yeah, but she was part of the Diva Search back then. 2005, actually. She was part of the Diva Search in 2005. Former WWE superstar Ashley Massaro has died. The organization has announced today. We are saddened to learn of the tragic death of former WWE superstar Ashley Massaro. There's not a whole lot of details. She performed for WWE from 2005 to 2008 and was beloved by fellow superstars and fans around the world. WWE offers its condolences to Ashley and her family and friends. So Ashley, actually, this is an interesting thing. Ashley she was part of Survivor China in 2007. That same year, she also appeared on the cover of Playboy magazine. But the thing that's so interesting is that Ashley actually quit WWE because she wanted to take care of her daughter. Her daughter at the time was suffering, I think, from leukemia, and she decided that she was going to quit so she could take care of her daughter. So much respect to that.
Rest in peace to Ashley. We send our prayers and condolences out to her family.
We just got a notification. Oh, that's just ESPN letting us know that the Portland game just started.
Oh, yeah.
So, Jared, speaking of basketball, what is going on? I actually found an article that I can't wait to talk to you about.
You want to start with that, or you want me to go first?
Well, it kind of goes into the picture that you showed me before we started.
We'll hit that after.
Okay.
No, but as you just mentioned, Golden State and Portland game 2 is starting up. Golden State did win last game. They are up 1-0. Kevin Durant actually did just get ruled out for games 3 and 4. Also, he is out tonight with a strained calf, quote unquote. It's actually funny because if you go back and look at the video, it doesn't look like he reaches for his calf. And I'm going to knock on wood because I hope it is his calf, but it looked like he reached for his Achilles.
And dude, that's what isn't that what happened to Kobe Kobe was supposed? So Kobe had announced he was going to retire, had the Achilles injury, and then was like, no, I'm coming back one more year because I want to finish out.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with Kobe. So we know how long that affects somebody.
It can literally sideline somebody for more than a year.
Yeah.
Pray it's not an Achilles, but we'll keep you updated on that. The Milwaukee Bucks did beat the Toronto Raptors last night. Giannis just absolutely went off. And actually, Brook Lopez did more last night. I think he had like 29 and 13 or something like that, or 19. That was better than what he did the whole series against Boston. I mean, not against Boston, against...
Who Toronto played?
No, who Milwaukee played. Oh,
Milwaukee beat Boston, yeah.
Boston. So, just to see him step up like
you second-guessed yourself, and I was
like,
wait, hold on.
No,
I'm missing a team
Boston.
somewhere.
I don't know. So, we'll keep you updated on that series. But Brook Lopez did definitely step up and come in clutch for the Milwaukee Bucks last night.
Good.
There was a big debate as Matt Barnes was actually on First Take earlier. They were talking about, is Kawhi still more clutch than Kobe Bryant, is what Max Kellerman said last week, which is still no. Kawhi's going to have to step up and do more. He only had 2 points in the fourth quarter last night, and he shot 0 for 3. So, as your superstar, you have to do more in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to be that big superstar.
So, we'll see how the rest of that goes. But, what'd you have?
So, I'm typing in the wrong place. So the big story that the big situation I wanted to talk to you about is apparently, now that the season is over, you showed me a picture. Who was in those pictures you showed me? So the one was a Golden State picture, and it was Steph, Kevin, and LeBron.
No, it was Steph, KD, and...
Yeah, Steph, KD, and LeBron.
No, LeBron was on the team with...
Oh, with Michael.
Yeah.
So
it was a picture with Steph, Kobe, and KD.
Steph, Kobe, and KD versus Mike,
LeBron, and Kyrie.
Yeah. So here's the story that I'm hearing. Now that the dust has settled, apparently...
we got to talk about the draft, too. The NBA draft.
Oh, yeah, we will definitely talk about the NBA draft. But this story could have repercussions for the draft. So LeBron James does not have a no-trade clause.
Yeah, no.
Apparently, it's being rumored that there's going to be a LeBron-Ben Simmons trade.
That's not happening.
LeBron to Philadelphia is what is being... what I'm reading, and I've read for a couple days, actually.
Yeah, I heard
being talked about.
That's not going to happen. And it all actually kind of started, it was like late, it was earlier this week.
He doesn't have his boy Magic there to back him up anymore.
Would you really sit here and trade LeBron James for Ben Simmons? What does Ben Simmons have that LeBron James can't do? Everybody, okay, I'm going to rant real quick.
Sure.
Everybody's talking about how KD's the best in the league, James Harden the best in the league. They take Giannis over LeBron. They take Steph over LeBron. They take anybody over LeBron right now. Everybody's forgetting this man has been to 9 straight finals. He hasn't had an off season in a decade.
Yeah,
This
literally.
playoffs ratings are down 15% just because he's not in it.
Right.
You can watch the playoffs and you know who's going to win for one because the Warriors. That's why they're not even stressing about Kevin Durant being out right now. They're going to cakewalk into the Bill O'Brien Trophy.
Yeah.
There's no LeBron that they have to worry about.
Oh, wait,
KD
is that what the championship trophy is called? The Bill O'Brien?
Yeah.
For some reason, I always thought that it was called the Bill Russell.
Mm-mm. He presents it, but it's the Bill O'Brien.
Oh, okay. That's why I always thought it was Bill Russell.
But the Warriors are literally about to walk into this championship and sweep probably everybody. Everybody's talking about how Giannis and the Bucks are going to give them issues. No, it's not going to happen. You have Steph and Klay playing like how they played when they won 73 games. And Draymond playing like how they played when they won 73 games.
Right.
This is showing them that they don't need Kevin Durant. Everybody's saying they need KD to win a championship. The Warriors play so much smoother with KD off the court. And I hate to say that with Kevin Durant being the second best player on the planet. I'm going to get back to that because LeBron's actually the first. But everybody is forgetting what LeBron can do. You're going to sit up here and tell me, Colin Cowherd said the other day that he would take Ben Simmons over LeBron James.
Ooh.
Ben Simmons can shoot free throws, which, I mean, LeBron didn't do any good this past season either. But LeBron can shoot better. He can dribble better. His IQ is better. I give Ben Simmons a lot of credit. Ben Simmons has slowly grown into one of my favorite point guards in the league. If he can get a shot together, he'll probably be one of the top guards. But, no, you can watch this playoffs and you can see the Warriors aren't going to have an issue getting through anybody. They're not tripping off KD being out. They want him to get back, but they're not tripping off that. There's no LeBron in the playoffs. So,
right, it's a different story. It's a different story if LeBron's there because
you want KD back in the game.
Right. When LeBron's there, the game is a completely different game. It's not played the same way if LeBron is not there. So, so who are we taking? Are we taking Milwaukee? Are we taking
Golden State? No, I'm not.
No. Golden State and who?
Oh, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the Raptors have enough firepower.
And just because you said that, I'm taking Golden State and Toronto.
Oh, no. Kyle Lowry, you're going to be disappointed in Kyle Lowry. I'm sorry. Eric Bledsoe's a dog. Malcolm Brogdon came back the other game. He's back in the lineup. Nobody's stopping Giannis on that team. And especially if Kawhi doesn't step up, I'm sorry.
So besides the NBA, we do have some other pretty cool basketball news that we're going to talk about. So, of course, we are one of the official podcasts of the ABA basketball. We will also be discussing the WABA, who I had the pleasure of meeting Miss Arletha Lewis this past week. Miss Lewis is the head coach for the Midwest Sound, which is debuting this year in St. Louis. We will have Arletha as well as some of the other players on later on to discuss more about the ABA. But the thing that I'm excited about and I want to talk to you about is this. We're going to talk about the NBA draft here in a second.
Hear about Isaiah?
What happened with Isaiah?
He signed to the Mexico ABA League.
Oh, yeah, our good friend Isaiah Holman.
Yeah.
Signed with the Mexican ABA. He'll be playing this summer down there in Mexico. Super proud of him.
Definitely.
But we're going to talk about the Big Three. If you don't know what the Big Three is, Jared, explain what exactly Big Three is.
So the Big Three is basically a league brought together by Ice Cube, and you have basically retired NBA players. It's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, I guess you can say.
And they're not all retired NBA players.
So like you have like Nate Robinson in there.
Gary Payton is one of the coaches.
Gary Payton is a coach. You have.
Well, hold on. Where is this team at? Because this is the team I wanted to bring to you.
Like Maurice Spates.
So here's one team.
Allen Iverson played in it last year.
Yeah.
You know, you have
So one of the teams, the Aliens, which is a second team that's a new team that's been brought about this season. This team has Andre Owens, Shannon Brown, Greg Oden, and Brandon Rush, as well as Robert Vaden. And head coach for them is Nate Archibald. But there is a team, I'm trying to find which team this was, that, Jared, I read this team and I was like, there's no way anybody is beating this team. One of the players is...
You have Gilbert Arenas that just signed, and I think that's the team you're probably talking about.
Did he just sign? What team did he sign with? The Power, which is one of the Power, which is one of the team, has what's his name? Actually, Tri-State is the team I was looking for.
Oh yeah,
so I'm glad that you said that. But Chris Anderson, that played for the Miami Heat. But Tri-State, listen to this: Jermaine O'Neal, Amari Stoudemire,
which Stoudemire is technically not retired. He's been playing in Jerusalem for the last few years, so he's still in good shape. And he's actually been doing
Nate Robinson.
Yakuba Doria.
Oh, I'm so glad you took that. Jason Richardson and Bonzi Wells with Dr. J.
The great
Dr. J as their coach.
Mr. ABA himself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Mr. ABA. Dr. J is the coach. And then, Jason Terry, he's playing on the trilogy. Jason Terry, David Hawkins, James White, where'd it go? Carlos Arroyo, Sam Young, Patrick O'Brien, with Kenyon Martin as the coach. Where is she at?
So you have the Power, which is actually coached by a lady. So you have Corey Maggette.
Well, here's the one that's really coached by a lady. The Triplets.
No, I know.
Coached by...
I didn't want to get to that one yet.
Okay.
Go ahead. You got it.
Coached by Hall of Famer Lisa Leslie.
See, I was going to go Hall of Famer Nancy Lieberman.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Joe Johnson, Al Jefferson, Gennaro Pargo, Chris Johnson, Sergio Gibson, Alan Anderson.
These teams are stacked. Like, right here, you have Corey Maggette, Cutting Mobley, Glenn Big Baby Davis, Ryan Gnomes, Quentin Richardson, and Chris Anderson.
The Killer Threes, coached by Charles Oakley, is going to be Steven Jackson, who has 14 years in the NBA and 1 NBA championship. Josh Powell, 9 years, 2 NBA championships. Franklin Sessions, Dante Green, C.J. Watson, Eddie Curry. That's 1 NBA championship and 11 seasons, and then coached by the one and only Charles Oakley. I mean,
all of these teams are literally stacked.
Dude, this is so cool seeing this. I know it was around last year, but I didn't really care for it last year. It happened too quick. It was too quick of a season for me last year, so I didn't really get a chance to get into it. I mean, there's just so much. If you want to see more information about it, you can go check out big3.com. Big3.com, and they just announced a whole plethora of cities that they're going to be coming to in 2019. They've just announced, I mean, I think they've got the whole schedule now.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they've got the whole schedule starting June 22nd. They're playing in Detroit. June 23rd, Indianapolis. June 29th, Charlotte. June 30th in Philly. June 6th in Birmingham. July 6th, Birmingham. July 7th in Atlanta. July 13th in Providence. July 14th in New York. July 20th, Kansas City. July 21st, Oklahoma City. August 3rd, Chicago. August 17th, Dallas. August 18th, San Antonio. And then the championship game, September the 1st in Los Angeles. So check it out, big3.com. The other cool news that happened this past week is the NBA draft with, Jared, who has the #1 overall pick?
Shockingly, the New Orleans Pelicans.
The New Orleans Pelicans, and this past week, Zion Williamson's stepfather says the Duke star is cool with playing in New Orleans if, as expected, they take him with the #1 pick in the NBA draft.
So do you know why he had to come out and say that?
Say which part?
He's cool with playing with the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, why is that?
So when it got announced, so Zion was at the draft party. He was at the draft lottery.
Yeah.
He was at the draft lottery. And they, because, they start all the way up at the top and then they make their way down to #1.
Correct.
That's the first overall draft pick. So 4th was the Lakers. 3rd was the New York Knicks, which that's where everybody thought was going to have the #1 pick. So when the Knicks got drawn 3rd, he kind of had a face like what's going on? 2nd pick was the Memphis Grizzlies, which left the 1st pick to the New Orleans Pelicans, and that's when he kind of made a face like, he had his mind set that he was going to play in New York. So he had made a little face.
Right.
But his dad came in, they had a talk. He's actually met with the Pelicans and the Memphis Grizzlies today. He has a better upside about it, so he'll be good playing in New Orleans if that's who they pick.
Well, I think the whole thing about it though is, people expect to play in these big cities and all this other stuff, but it doesn't always turn out that
That's
way
why
for
it's a
you.
lottery.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, the Knicks had the highest chance of getting the number 1 overall pick, but that doesn't mean they did.
And it's not always going to turn. It's not going to always. Right, it's not always going to work out in your favor where that's going to happen either. Yeah. So, it's all right. I mean, he'll be okay. He's not going to. If he's complaining that much, then bro.
He's not. He's not. I don't feel like he is.
So, real quick, we're going to wrap up a couple quick things for you, and then get you guys on your way. Arizona cornerback Patrick Peterson suspended 6 games for testing positive for PEDs. I don't understand. At what point will you guys just realize, hey, maybe
it's not worth it.
Maybe I shouldn't be messing with this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
it takes money out your pocket.
Yeah, you're losing money by doing that.
You start to lose endorsements.
Yeah, it's silly.
Yeah.
The XFL, which we are very excited to have coming into St. Louis this year. The XFL has announced that they will be having essentially like a combine kind of thing coming in this summer. It will be happening. I'm trying to get you the information right now. But it is happening here in St. Louis in July and a couple other cities across the country. Actually, I can find it better if I go to this link. But it is all over the place. If you guys want to see it, you can go check out more information at thexfl.com. But also, go to their Facebook page. They keep you pretty up to date on their Facebook page.
There it is. I have it right here. It's called the XFL
Summer Showcase. You're going to compete and showcase your skills in football-specific drills and innovative combine testing, as well as get verified measurements. June 7th in Dallas, June 8th in Houston, the 14th in New York, the 15th in Washington, June 21st in LA, 22nd in Seattle, 29th in Tampa, and then live in St. Louis on July the 13th. Jared and myself will be there, so keep an eye out for that. The XFL also announced that they will be playing live on ABC, ESPN, Fox Sports, and FS1. So, I mean, they're not playing, man. They're coming out hard, and they're coming out hitting.
One thing with Vince, when Vince puts his all into something, it's going to turn out.
For sure.
It's going to happen.
For sure. The Power Rangers are trying to get in touch with me. Jared, the big thing, other thing I wanted to talk about, did you hear about the Tigers fan with Albert Pujols?
No.
So, Pujols, potential guest, trying to get in touch with me there. So, Albert Pujols, what was this? This was his 2000th career RBI. He hit this last Thursday. And a Detroit Tigers fan got the home run ball. And then he made highlights because he didn't want to hand the ball over. But that wasn't all that was to this situation.
Of course.
Eli Hides chose to keep the ball despite generous offers from the Tigers and Angels, even though MLB would not authenticate the ball once he left the park. The ball is right here on my coffee table, he wrote on his Facebook page this past week. Hides, 33, said he considered it an honor to catch the ball and tried to act all day with the honor I thought it obligated me to. However, Hides wrote that while people were so cynical over the ball, he allowed fans to hold it and pose for pictures. Additionally, Hides explained that he didn't choose to keep the ball out of a sense of entitlement and lamented the way he was treated by Tigers management. I had the best of intentions. This ball will most likely end up in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry if no one can authenticate it, but the only reason I ended up with it is because Tigers management treated me terribly. When asked this past Friday why the ball was not authenticated, Tigers spokesman Ron Colangelo referred the Free Press to Matt Bourne, the MLB Vice President of Communication. Bourne said in an email that he was looking into the matter. In an interview this past week, Hides also said that he was approached by park security and Tigers organization representatives who seemed to want him to give the ball up right away. Hyde told the interviewer he tried to do the right thing and wanted to process what had happened, but he didn't like how he was treated like an opportunist. He said he was told that if he walked away, Major League Baseball couldn't authenticate the ball, and when you walk out of the park, the ball is worth nothing. Think about what you're doing.
Wow.
Yeah. Honestly, if they were cool about it, I would have just given them the ball, he states. I didn't want money off this. I was offered $5,000 and $10,000 as I walked out of the stadium. I swear to God, I just couldn't take being treated like a garbage bag for catching a baseball.
I understand that.
So that, I mean, that's pretty crazy.
I'm taking bids for it.
So I still have, Jared. It's in a box outside of our store, outside of our studio right now. I still have the ticket stub from when Mark McGwire hit 62. I was at the game, and somebody offered my mom $25,000 for a ticket for one of the ticket stubs.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
wow.
told him no. We told him no. I've got the ticket stub. I've got a piece of the confetti, and I've got one of the newspapers that they handed out on the streets that night.
Wow.
Somebody offered us $25,000 for a used ticket stub. Yeah.
You're better than me.
Sorry.
Sorry. I got a student loan.
So Jared, I was in like 4th grade.
You should have thought it. Also a college fund, you know,
Right. So Jared, something that we've talked about quite a bit here on Sports Central, and this is what we're going to wrap up the show with, is the NCAA making money off of the athletes.
Yes.
Well, this past week, it is now being considered by the NCAA to allow their athletes to profit from their names.
Good.
The NCAA is looking at how its rules can be modified to allow college athletes to be compensated for their name, likeness, their name, image, and likeness. NCAA President Mark Emmert and the Board of Governors announced Tuesday that Big East Commissioner and Ohio State Athletic Director will be heading a new working group on the topic. This group will bring together diverse opinions from the membership, from presidents and commissioners to student athletes, that will examine the NCAA's position on name, image, and likeness benefits and potentially propose rule modifications tethered to education. This is something that they're talking, what they're saying is kind of something that you and I talked about. So the players can make money, but they're essentially not making money right away.
Right.
And what I mean by that is they're making money, but essentially the money's being put away for the players.
Which I still don't like that, but I get it. It's
and
better than nothing.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it makes it where basically right now NCAA rules forbid athletes in most circumstances from receiving benefits or compensation for their name, image, or likeness from a school or outside source. For example, college athletes cannot take part in commercial advertising or sign autographs for money, which infamously got Heisman Trophy winner Johnny Manziel into trouble with the NCAA in 2013. While the formation of this group is an important step to confirming what we believe as an association, the group's work will not result in paying students as athletes. Smith said the structure is contrary to the NCAA's educational mission and will not be part of this discussion. So they're not going to be paying them like employees. They're going to be paying them with like incentives and stuff like that for in the future. The NCAA's amateurism rules have faced several legal challenges in recent years and threats from lawmakers. A federal antitrust lawsuit brought by former UCLA basketball star Ed O'Bannon in 2009 challenged the NCAA and its members' schools' right to use athletes' names, images, and likeness without compensation. So,
Rest in peace, all NCAA games.
right. So, this is one situation that that is very interesting because of the fact that this is part of the reason why in WWE, Vince does not allow most of the guys to use their real names. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Randy Orton is his real name. John Cena is his real name.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, no, Shawn Michaels is his real name. His real name is Sean Hickenbottom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I never would've
Shawn
known
Michaels
that.
sounds much better.
Wow.
Triple H, not his real name.
But, no, yeah.
Jean-Paul
of course.
Levesque. Jean-Paul
I
Levesque.
hope Triple H isn't his real name.
Well, he originally was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, though.
No, I know.
Yeah.
To call
Shane
It's
McMahon.
a little Triple H. No.
Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, those are all their real names.
Yeah.
AJ Styles is his real name. Styles is his last name, but his first name I think is Andrew John or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean there are
Brock
variations.
Lesnar,
Yeah, Brock Lesnar is his
Yeah.
real name. Tori Wilson.
Steve Austin. Or no.
His real name is
It's Steve something.
Steve Williams.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, it's Steve something.
The only reason, so fun fact, if you don't know this, the way he came up with it, got his name, Steve Austin. He got Austin because he grew up in Austin, Texas, and he was also told he had to get a different last name because there was already a Dr. Death Steve Williams, so they couldn't have two Steve Williams.
Makes sense.
And then he got the name Stone Cold from one of his ex-wives was British, and she told him drink your coffee before it gets stone cold.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where he got Stone Cold in Austin from.
Nice.
But this is the reason why Vince doesn't allow a lot of these guys to use their real names.
Can't get paid off.
Because of the fact that technically Vince cannot monopolize on that because of the fact that it's their names. If they ever decide to leave, it's their names. That's why a lot of these guys that come over, Finn Balor, he changed his name. His real name is Fergal Devitt, and he went by Fergal Devitt the whole time he was on the indie scenes, and now that he came to WWE, it's Finn Balor. Zack Ryder is his real name. Kurt Hawkins is not his real name. Brian Myers is his real name. Rey Mysterio. Rey is his real first name. Mysterio is not his last name though. But I mean, we see that they can't do this, and that's where the problem is. And I feel that I can't believe that the NCAA is able to do this with people's real names and not have to pay them money.
With the real, I'm not. I was going to say with the real sport. Not that wrestling's not a real sport, but it's choreographed. It's not staged, but it's assisted. You know, you
Sure.
actually have two people in football trying to knock each other's heads off with their shoulder pads. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
absolutely.
You can help somebody take a fall
Right,
in wrestling. You know,
absolutely.
there's springs under the.
Yeah, the mat is spring.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will say though also too, it's
No,
not
it's still
comfortable.
it's
not
a real
comfortable.
fall. Don't get me wrong, especially falling off the top turnbuckle.
Right.
You're gonna feel it, but you can't pay these kids, but you can pay these. I hate to say it, actors.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately,
I guess.
that's.
I don't
I mean, they're athletes as well, but at the same time, they are actors.
Yeah.
So, well, that's gonna do it for us today. Again, my name, if you don't know, my beautiful face.
Uncle
is-
Bobby B, baby.
Uncle Bobby B. I just watched that movie the other day, man, and it made me almost cry
Yeah.
seeing Bernie.
Yeah,
But my name is Robert. I am your host and the executive producer. This right here, this handsome man, is Jared Cooney.
Thanks for tuning in.
He
again,
is
y'all.
he is the co-host. I want to tell you guys we have a super awesome guest. There it goes. I'm not Jared. I'm Robert. We have a super awesome guest coming in next week. Mike McMillan, who spent multiple years playing with the Atlanta Braves. He is a semi-professional football Hall of Famer, playing here in St. Louis for the Missouri Monsters and a couple other teams. Mike will be joining us next week to talk sports and talk football. Mike is now one of the coaches of Christian high school football, and he does a lot of other work with that as well. He's got some outside adventures, but Mike will be with us next week to talk sports, football, everything that we want to talk with him. So can't wait to have Mike with us and
Referees,
join.
probably.
I'm sure
Yeah.
he's had his say of bad referees.
Yeah.
So, but for now, my name is Robert. That is Jared Cooney. We are going to get out of here. We appreciate you guys
Thank
being
you.
with us. Make sure you go to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure you go like us on all those places.
And tomorrow, YouTube.
Absolutely. You'll find us on YouTube, but make sure you follow us. You can also shoot us an email at that email address right there, on air at sports-fox.com. Go make sure you check out the website, sports-fox.com. We're going to get out of here. We appreciate you guys.
Peace.
See ya. girls love